Hello and welcome to Tip Jar Guitar. You can go to tipjarguitar.com to subscribe to my newsletter and get some freebies. This is a song lesson, how to play Jambalaya by Hank Williams. I put it in the key of G, so if you want to, if you want to play it in his key, which is C, you have to put a capo on the 5th fret. There is a Creedence Clearwater Revival version that plays it in the key of G. So you can get all the lesson exercises like this tab I'm going to go over, and I also have a song sheet right here that you can see and play along to perfectly. So the way this is going to work is first we're going to go over the chords, and there's only 2 chords. Oh, and one more thing, you can go to bit.ly/guitar tricks trial to get a 2-week free trial to Guitar Tricks, and I get $25, so please do that. I really appreciate that. I take tips any way you can. You can find out how to tip me at Tip Jar Guitar. Patreon is where you can tip me as well and get goodies like this lesson these lesson materials right here. So here we're going to be playing 2 chords, a G5. And the way you play that is you put your 2nd finger or middle finger on the 3rd fret of the low E. So there's your 2 finger, 3rd fret of the low E. That's a G note. The angle is going to come down in such a way that I'm muting the A. So you don't want it to go straight down. You want the A muted. I'm still just feeling the metal on the string and I'm not touching the wood of the fretboard. All right, and then you play in open D and an open G, and then your 3 and 4 fingers go like this on the high E and the B. So you have to kind of stagger that 3 finger to give room for your pinky. Still make sure your pinky is behind the fret too. You don't want it on top of it because it will muffle it. So now that is your G5, and what you can do is a resting strum. Rest your pick here, play, rest. Hear that? So you'll want to hear that mute on the 5 string. Alright, now we're going to go to the 2nd and final chord to the song. There's not too many songs that are this easy. Maybe Horse with No Name has only 2 chords as well. So to get to the D from here, all you do is you lift up your both fingers except for your 3 finger. You can leave your 3 finger exactly where it is. It's a pivot finger or an anchor finger. And then you put your 1 finger on the 2nd fret of the G, that's an A note, and then your 2 finger on the 2nd fret of the high E. Now your 3 finger will have to come down straight down, so it doesn't, you don't want it to mute the high E, that's bad. So sometimes in guitar you want the finger to mute the string below it, and sometimes you don't want it to. So in this case you want the D to sound like this. I'll start at string 4. Like that. So, and then you just want to get comfortable going back and forth while leaving your 3 finger down. So to get back to the G, you put your pinky down, lift these 2 fingers up, and put your 2 finger down again. So again, your 3 finger is your pivot finger. Get back to the D, you go bam, bam. Pinky down to go back to G. So you want to get real comfortable going back and forth and making sure every note plays out. And those are the 2 chords of this song, Jambalaya. And let's see here. The next thing that we'll do is I'm going to show you, let me go here and show you the song sheet. And again, you can get this song sheet, excuse me, you can get this song sheet, there we go, on my Patreon page, which the link will be in the description. Oops, didn't want to do that. Everything is finicky. Alright, so there we go. So here you can see that the first thing that you would want to do is just play the chords that are above the words. So it'd be like, goodbye Joe, me gotta go, me oh, and then you go to that D, my oh. So the chord is right above it, and you would just kind of sing it and then play the chord, me gotta, keeping that D down, pull the P back to G. Yeah. Kind of cheesy there. Alright, so you just would play it. My Yvonne, sweetest one, me oh my oh. And then you play the D again, son of a D again, we're gonna have big fun, then back to G, yeah. And really, that is the song structure of the whole song. That's the verse and the chorus. You play 8 chords all together. So notice it's G, D, D, G, G, D, D, G. So really it's, this is the main pattern. 4 chords. You go G, D, then you'd play a D again, then you go back to G. Then you repeat those 4 chords. So you go again G, and then back to D, and then back to D, and then back to G. And so yeah, you can get this song sheet again at the Patreon page. Links in the YouTube description. And this lesson is ts008 for tip sheet 008. And it has the chorus, the next verse, and everything is in there. So that's the easiest way to start playing this and singing the song, is just to play the chord above the words there. But if you want to get slightly more advanced, instead of just playing the chord, the next thing that you would want to do is the boom chuck. Could also be called the boom chick. And what we're going to do is, these are eighth notes here in 4/4 time. So 4 beats per measure, the quarter note gets the beats. But we're dividing the quarter notes into eighth notes. So instead of 1, you say 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. So, and every time you say the number 1, you play the bass note. That means that you're just not really playing that note, but if you accidentally play it, it's going to be muted. So don't worry about, you don't play the 5 string, but you skip it when you go on the and. So that's the boom part of it. Boom. And then I'm going to take my pick to string 4 and go down. So it's all down, all downs. These are down picks and strums right here, that little upside down U. So that was 1 and. So it's just 1 and. And then you just repeat that 4 times. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. So there's measure 1. And then for measure 2, you go to that D. So again, keep your 3 finger there as a pivot finger. And now your pick is going to go to the 4 string. And that was just 1 and, 2 and. But notice here, you're playing the boom on the 4 string, and then the chuck or the chick, that down, on strings 3 through 1 on the fretted notes of the D. So it's just like this. And then you play another measure. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. And then you go back to G. And then you would play exercise 1 twice through to play the, a chorus or a verse in the song. So it would be like, goodbye, Joe, we gotta go, me, oh, my, me gotta go, pull the Pedro down the bayou. My Yvonne, sweetest one, me, oh, my, son of a gun, gonna have big fun on the bayou. So there you notice that when I played the D, I accidentally hit the A, and that's not a big deal. The main thing is just to keep this down, bass, down, bass, down, bass, down, bass, down. If I hit that A, it actually sounds kind of cool. So, but you don't want to hit the low E when you're playing a D, and that's why I always play a D with my thumb just kind of resting up over the top to mute that low E. If you accidentally play the A when you're playing a D, that's called a D/A, and that sounds fine. A is part of the D chord, so that's why that works. So that is the boom chuck, exercise 1. Let's go to exercise 2. And this is the same type of thing, but we're going to do an alternating bass boom chuck. So we're going to be playing the root of the chord G, and then the 5th degree, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is, that's the G major scale, and the 5th degree is a D. So on beats, notice on beats 1 and 3, we're playing the 6th string root. Then on beats 2 and 4, we're playing the 5th degree, which is that open D. So to play the alternating bass boom chuck, a measure of 8th notes like that, you go like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and notice with the downs we're trying to play strings 3 through 1. And again, if I play here and then accidentally play strings 4 through 1, not a big deal. The main thing is to keep this flow going. Little errors are not the hugest deal, because the main thing is just to keep it steady here. So if I accidentally hit the muted A or something like that, or anything, the main thing is just to keep going, keep that kind of groove going, and you'll get better and better at it as you keep practicing it. But keep this hand going to the boom chick, boom chick, boom chick, boom chick. So you play a measure there, and then you again play 2 measures on D. So keep that finger pivoted, 3 finger, play the D, and now notice that beat 1 we're playing the D, and then strings 3 through 1, and then beat 2 we're going to be playing the A, and then that repeats for 3 and 4. So this measure sounds like this. Oh, see, there's an error. And I was just, repeating it endlessly, and that's the way you'd want to practice it for both of these first. And then to play all of exercise 2, I'll just highlight it all here. Oh, and by the way, you can also get the Guitar Pro file. That's what I'm using here. Really great piece of software. You can get Guitar Pro from Tip Jar Guitar as well. There's a link. And this way you can play it. There's a metronome on it, and you can do speed training. It'll play even just what you highlight, so it's really powerful. So all of exercise 2 is like this. So, there I even hit the A, and you could see I just played through it. But that's why you want to mute it, because if you didn't mute it and you accidentally hit that A, it would really sound kind of off right there when you're playing the G. Excuse me again. All right, so I hope you have no questions about that. Boy, I even have guitar coaching and Skype lessons available. If you go to my Patreon page, you can get the guitar coaching and also Skype lessons at Tip Jar Guitar. So check that out. And now you may have noticed I played kind of an intro at the beginning. You can play this between verses and choruses and as an intro. So what you want to do here is this. I play frets 2, 3, 4 on the A, and that's starting on the and of 3. So if I started, it would be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, because this is and 4 and in 8th notes, and 4 and then you go to the first measure, which is the same thing we just did. You're just playing the boom chuck on D. So you go and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you go to G here, but just for it's making me take that whole beat. All right, so you go to G, and then you play the same thing that we had been playing up to beat 3. So you go 1 and 2 and 3 and, oh no, you don't play the and. Let me do that again. You go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so it's 3 and 4 and, so that's what I just played there. And again, don't worry about playing that. That just means if you accidentally play it, it's going to be muted. So here I'm going 3 It has to be fingers 1, 2, and 3. So you have, you know, your finger 2 here. That's that highlighted part. So if I played, you know, right up to here, it would sound like this. And then I just started doing it again, because here you do the same thing, except you're just basically playing the same thing at the end of exercise 2. Now you can repeat this if you want. Well, no, don't repeat it. Just play this whole thing for the intro, and then in between the verses and choruses. You don't have to do this, but it just sounds cool. So all of this exercise sounds like this. So that's, you know, there's 3 levels to this. So the first one, like I showed you, is you just take that song sheet and you play the chord just with a nice strum, making sure all the notes sound good. Only once above where the word is. Goodbye, Joe, me gotta go, me oh my oh. You just go through the song like that. And then you would use exercise 1, just the bass down, just one bass note. Goodbye, Joe, me gotta go. And then the third level would be to do the alternating boom chuck. Goodbye, Joe, me gotta go, me on my own. Me gotta go, and so forth. And then actually you could add that last exercise we just did. Goodbye, Joe. Then you would go into the alternating boom chuck if you're at that level. You could do that and then go just to the normal boom chuck. So again, the most important things in this is just to keep that flow going, keep loose with it. If you make a mistake where your pick hits, you know, not the end of the world. Just keep the rhythm with this hand. So I hope you enjoyed that. Again, if you would like to support this channel, you can go to my Patreon page, patreon.tipjarguitar, and get all the lesson materials. The link will be in the YouTube video directly to it. And yeah, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter and my YouTube channel and share this. And yes, thank you very much. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, whatever you're doing right now. Take care, guys. Bye.